Today's horoscope from AstroCademy, Leo October 3, 2024. You're well positioned to find support or backing from others, emotional or financial. You might thoroughly enjoy putting more thought and care into a special goal, relationship, or project as Venus in your intimacy sector heads into harmony with Ceres in your sector of responsibilities, ambitions, and career. This can be a time for enjoying deeper feelings and connections, whether this is to someone or a particular endeavor. You're also in an excellent position to strategize about business or long-term plans. Still, on this day before an eclipse, aim to wind down, as brand new launches may not go where you want them to go. Changes are in the works, but today, it's better to reflect and intuit rather than to make plans that might only fall through as new information comes to light later. The universe is promising big shifts of fate. Of all the zodiac signs, you like to tackle everything that is thrown at you head-on. Eclipse season is always a memorable time, often marking events we remember for the rest of our lives. No one remains entirely unscathed from eclipse season, as we frequently have to sacrifice something or someone in order to welcome new horizons and opportunities into our world. Solar eclipses are usually sweeter and more polite, whereas lunar eclipses are often more emotional and shocking. The eye of the storm knows where you stand. Strong feelings about your career path and all that it entails will arise. You may feel somewhat erratic and overwhelmed as the Moon in Virgo trines Uranus retrograde in Taurus and Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. At first, you might be critical of your job. You could nitpick your routine or work life, especially if it is not immediately conducive to your overall professional success. Instead of becoming paralyzed by your criticism, you should do something about it. Change your course of action so that you can make more money and follow a career path aligned with your values. Waking up a little earlier can give you the opportunity to have some healthy time alone before the day begins. You will benefit from taking a little time each day to center yourself in terms of what you want to accomplish. You tend to get wrapped up in other people's agendas because you are so talented at helping others achieve their goals. Focusing on yourself over a cup of herbal tea in the morning can have a powerful effect on your life. This is the ideal day to meet beautiful people. Your number's vibrations will give you a great clairvoyance in all your exchanges, contacts, and affairs. There's no doubt about it, you will see things more quickly than last week and it will be easier to communicate. If you can put your organizational skills to work, take advantage of this day and fill up your schedule with appointments, you could be a big winner. The moon's return shortly after the Sun and Mercury departed from your work sector last week, ending all planetary activity on the job front for the year, allows it to capture and retain their influence. A friendly interaction with planets in the income and career sectors before leaving tomorrow will consolidate all available insights while also giving a positive start to the new working week. Simultaneously, ahead of an eclipsing new moon in your relationship sector, the alignment of the Sun and Mercury, the planet of communication, enhances awareness and facilitates open communication lines. A day before the moon is due to return to your relationship sector to begin the lead up to an eclipsing new moon later in the week. An alignment between the Sun and Mercury, the planet of communication, here peaks. As well as putting a lot of focus on your relationships, this is supporting Mercury's mission to get the communication lines open while making what you want from your relationships and what they need from you more transparent. Our eyes in the sky. It's easy to get swept up in the hustle and bustle of daily life, isn't it? We find ourselves pulled in a million different directions, juggling responsibilities and commitments, and before we know it, we've forgotten to take a quiet moment for ourselves. But what if I told you that even something as simple as pausing, stepping back, and finding peace in the present could be exactly what you need to restore balance? This is your gentle reminder to check in with yourself today. What helps you feel mentally, spiritually, and emotionally aligned? Maybe it's reconnecting with a favorite pastime, something you haven't indulged in for a while. It could be curling up with a good book, taking a long walk, or simply sitting in stillness, allowing your mind to breathe. Think about what nourishes your spirit. When was the last time you truly prioritized it? Life has this way of constantly demanding our attention, but today, the cosmic alignment encourages you to slow down, recalibrate, and reconnect with what brings you peace. There's something magical about these moments of self-reflection. When we make time to pause and truly listen to ourselves, we often find a renewed sense of self-confidence and clarity. Have you ever noticed how the world seems to slow down a bit when you allow yourself to relax and step out of the chaos? That clarity you're feeling right now is a gift from the universe, a sign that you're on the right path. But here's a friendly reminder: sometimes, when we feel empowered, we might unintentionally come off as overconfident or even a little arrogant. And I know that's not your intention. This is where self-awareness comes in. Today, check in with your emotions. If you're feeling overwhelmed, remind yourself that no one is deliberately trying to get on your nerves. Often, it's just our own stress magnifying the situation. When was the last time you gave yourself permission to truly relax? Treat yourself to some quiet downtime, whether it's a peaceful afternoon or just a few minutes of stillness. This simple act of self-care can work wonders for your mental well-being, helping you regain control of your emotions and approach life with more ease. Now, here's the catch: clarity doesn't always mean it's time for immediate action. Have you ever felt that sudden rush of insight, only to jump the gun and realize you could have approached things more thoughtfully? Don't be afraid to take a step back before moving forward. Just because you're pausing doesn't mean you're losing momentum. In fact, reassessing old plans or revisiting past decisions might be exactly what you need to ensure you're heading in the right direction. Think of it like this: stepping back isn't a setback, it's a strategy for long-term success. If you've noticed some tension building in your relationships lately, maybe a disagreement or an unspoken friction, this is the perfect moment to dial it back and focus on quality over quantity in your interactions. When was the last time a heated debate really left you feeling satisfied, or even closer to the person you were arguing with? More often than not, these disagreements only lead to more frustration on both sides. Right now, the Sun and Mercury in Libra are working together to encourage diplomacy, harmony, and balance in your relationships. Instead of trying to win the argument or get your point across at all costs, try listening with an open heart. Have you ever experienced the power of simply pausing in a conversation and allowing the other person to fully express themselves? It's amazing how quickly conflicts can dissolve when you create space for understanding and empathy. Approach your discussions with patience, and you'll find that the energy of collaboration brings you much further than the energy of competition. Real progress is made when both sides feel heard and valued. So, as you move through your day, think about how you can bring more balance into your interactions. Whether it's with your friends, family, or colleagues, lead with empathy and openness. You might be surprised at how this shift in energy not only strengthens your relationships but also fosters an atmosphere where everyone feels appreciated.